call them. Let us occupy all the seats so that, because today we are having full house and we expect more members to be here. So can we just call on them? Let everybody be seated. We want to start now. I believe that the interesting thing is that, should I say 90% or 100% of the people that are here this morning, they are salespeople, isn't it? Okay. So it's going to be an interesting session. It's going to be brief. We are not going to take too much of your time because we know that we still have to do business today. So we will try as much as possible to make it. Who else are we waiting for? Is there any other person that we are waiting for? If we are not waiting for any other person, I think most of the seat is occupied now. I'm usually scared when I'm supposed to be on this side and I'm holding the mic and everybody is looking at me with all seriousness. So please don't be too serious. I had an experience this morning. So if you are too serious, I'm just going to collapse. We had left Abuja, I think around 6:30 a.m. this morning. And just about the time I removed my headphone, I was about to remove my seatbelt that we're landing. I've seen the runway. And suddenly we were up again. And I was wondering. So some things started going through my mind. Did they hijack this plane? Did the tire refuse to come out? So what is going to happen? When last did I speak with my son and my daughter? And you know these people, we got up back and the next thing the man said, ladies and gentlemen, and that was the only thing we heard. You know, they would just say that thing that nobody heard. And somebody said, please, just speak the English that we understand. But thank God we were able to land again and we are here. So please don't be too serious. Otherwise, I will just collapse. There's a story of this set of salespeople. These guys, they went to look for a job in a pharmaceutical company. So they interview all of them, 3 of them. And 3 of them actually passed the interview. When you check their papers, they are all qualified. So who do we give the job to? You ask them questions, they all qualify. Who do we give the job to? So they said, okay, the easiest way to do it is that we will give Bible to each of them to go and sell. And they gave them Bible to go and sell. The first person went, I think they gave them 10 Bibles. The first person went and came back to say that, gave different reasons why he could not sell. The second person gave different reasons why he could not sell. The third person happened to be a stammerer. He went with 10 Bibles and he came back with 0. What happened? So he said they should give him more. They gave him 20 this time around. He went and he came back with 0. Something must be happening. The third time they tried him, I think about 30 Bibles. He went, he came back, and he sold everything. At this point, they needed to call him to interview him. That, how were you going about selling this Bible? He said, whenever he gets to the door and he knocks, they open the door, and he tells them that he has Bible for sale. That would they like for him to read it for them? A stammerer. So the next thing they just do is, no, don't read it. Just give us the Bible. They pay him and let him go. Put your hands together for yourself. It's such a wonderful morning. And I'm sure some people, they are going to graduate to the next level this morning. But before we do anything, we need to give honor to our heavenly God, the maker, the creator of each and every one of us. So may I ask that we all rise to our feet, please? Rise to our feet. Now, in order to make it also more interesting, cooperative, we are not going to have because you may not be able to tell if some of us, whether we are Christians or Muslim, there may be the third religion here. So we are going to just stand. And how many of us agree with me that our national anthem is a prayer on itself? I don't want to say this joke about what I heard so many years ago. You want me to say it? Mr. President, I hope I won't be crucified. Please. So maybe the camera should take me off at this time before we say that prayer, so that you will say it with all your heart and your mind. So there was a situation whereby the people of this world, they went to God when God was creating the earth. They went to God to complain to God that when God created United States, he gave them one or two things. When he created Canada, when he created UK, when he created even the Arab countries, he gave them just one, just two, just three things. But when he was creating Nigeria, he gave us oil. He gave us land. He gave us everything. So they went to him. They said, God, this country you are creating, what country is that you are giving them everything? He said, why don't you wait and see the people that I will put there? Put your hands together for yourself. No be my fault, eh? No be my fault. I no mean say we no be good people. We are all good people. In fact, I believe in Nigeria more than you believe in Nigeria. So, let us take our national anthem. That is going to be our prayers this morning. Everybody at alert. No movement at this very point. Thank you, sir.
Nigeria, we
okay, it's on page 8 of the program with you, please.
Though tribe and tongue may differ, in brotherhood we stand. Nigerians old and proud to serve our sovereign motherland. Our flag shall be a symbol that truth and justice reign. In peace or battle honored, and this we count as gain. To hand unto our children a banner without stain. O God of all creation, grant this our one request. Help us to build a nation where no man is oppressed, and so with peace and plenty, Nigeria may be blessed.
And you know, in church, after the hymn, we say, Amen. Thank you. You may be seated. So you can see, you agree with me now that that is a very serious prayer. And please don't mind, so that you won't, I try to guard myself before you hammer me. Don't say that the MC did not know how to recite it, because growing up, the only thing we know is that once it's 4 o'clock, what we hear is bang, 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 bang. So, but the whole thing has changed, and we have not grown up to understand, the new national anthem. But I pray that Nigeria will be great again. Amen. And our society will be great again. Quickly, before we do any other thing, we need to introduce some important dignitaries. Every one of us, we are important. I will request for the presence of Madam Chinyere, who understand the program also, to usher them to their seats. Madam Chinyere, are you here? Please, we need your presence on a sharp note. Yes. So, we have some important dignitaries in our midst, and this is actually the time that if not that I was rushed down here, I think coming for a program like this, I actually would have come with my CV, but don't tell my MD that I said I would have come with my CV, because we have some big people in our midst this morning. The first person that I'm going to call on is the chairman of today's occasion. He's no other person than pharmacist Olakunle Ekundayo, FPSN, Group Managing Director, CEO, Dreugfield. Shall we rise up and put our hands together for him? I mean, when this man started this business, some of us were still wearing pants and rolling tires on the streets of our villages. Once again, put your hands together for Mr. Chairman. Thank you so much, sir, for making out time to be with us on a day like this. If not for a program like this, you will not even meet people like this. I mean, since all the years I've been hearing Dreugfield, and seeing Dreugfield on the field, I am seeing the original Dreugfield today. Put your hands together for the original Dreugfield. That means without him, there is no drug on the field. Isn't it? Okay. The next person that we would like to invite to the high table is our guest of honor, pharmacist Adetunji Jayeola Doherty. Is FPSN MD, CEO, Medgroup. Thank you so much. Put your hands together for him. We really appreciate your presence in our midst this morning, sir. Thank you so much. And we also have somebody that is more like a friend of the house, somebody that each time I am here, I'm also seeing him. I think at this point, I will begin to take their data so that we will meet outside this place. Maybe they will begin to enlist me as the board of directors of their companies so that I will stop jumping here and there. I'm just selling myself to you, sir. The keynote speaker this morning for this wonderful occasion is no other person than pharmacist Olubenga Falabi, FPSN, the general manager, Aquatix Pharma. Please put your hands together for him. He is a fellow of the society. Please put your hands together for him. We highly respect you, sir. Thank you so much for making out time to be with us. Before they rush me and collect this microphone from my hand and give me a knock on my head, you remember... No, not yet. You remember this poem? How many of us remember? Old Roger is dead and gone to his grave. Una don't old. So as them plant mango tree over his head, and the mango tree got ripe and ready to drop, and somebody picked it, they gave him a knock on his head, isn't it? So that they won't give me knock on my head. We also want to invite our honorable president of the association onto the high table this morning. Please put your hands together for pharmacist Tunde Oyeniran. He's a fellow, he's a grand commander of the Federal Republic of Society for Pharmaceutical Sales and Marketing of Nigeria. Thank you so much. We really appreciate you, Madam Chinyere. Please, you may be seated. Thank you. Thank you. To everyone who is able to make it to this very occasion this morning, I hope you know that you are very, very important. We recognize you. We appreciate you. If you know that you are very important, I'm going to say this because it's usually said in the church. So, if you know that you are important, more important than your neighbor, put your hands together for yourself. Oh, some people, they agree that their neighbor is more important than them. Okay, we will move quickly to the chairman opening remarks. Please join me as I make welcome to the mic pharmacist Olakunle Ekundayo for the chairman opening remark.
Thank you very much. You all agree with me that we have a very good MC who I've been looking at him and I said, this guy will be very good in sales. And, because he has a way of, bringing jokes that even if you are not looking at what he wants to sell, before you go, before he goes to the next one, you just bring it. So just keep it up. Yeah. Let me appreciate the leadership of this very great society for counting me worthy to be chairman at this occasion. Let me apologize because this function was to have taken place last month, but because I was away, in my honor, they shifted it to this day. So I appreciate you. I appreciate those who are working with you to make things work. I pray that the Lord will honor you and you will continue to make progress. And during your time, there will be remarkable achievements, landmark achievements. When I looked at the theme for today's meeting, bridging the gap, ethical sales, compliance, and market growth, there are actually gaps. And I cast my mind back to the late 70s, the 80s, and the early 90s that I consider as the golden years of pharmaceutical sales and marketing. The gaps were very, very narrow, very little, because the multinationals were here, either as manufacturers or as distributors. And they were here. And in those days, it was actually the seller's market because a lot of professionalism were brought into the trade. And of course, at that time, we can say that because it was a seller's market, the sellers dictated the way the trade should go. I remember that because I worked for Pfizer in the early 80s up to the 90s, and even to appoint distributors, many of these companies will look at some of their outstanding staff who had retired, who had made solid contributions, and appointed them as distributors, so that the control of drugs were not left in the hands of charlatans or those who didn't have anything to do with it. But when the multinationals began to leave, especially when the issue of structural adjustment program and foreign exchange was becoming an issue, and profits were dwindling, even though turnover was growing, but when they converted to the foreign currency, dollar or euro or Dutch mark at that time, things were going down, and they started to leave. And they left, and then those who didn't have anything to do with drugs saw drugs as commodities that people needed, and they came into it and occupied the space. And today we have a huge gap between ethical sales, ethical marketing and sales, compliance. You agree with me that recently NAFDAC was closing markets, and then people some of us who are after growth, say, hey, what's going on? The goods are here. You lock the market. Where is the growth going to come from? I'm just telling you the truth. So it has been a big issue, and I'm glad that you are bringing it up to confront it. How do we bridge the gap? Many of these people who are now big players in the distribution and sale are not supposed to be in that space, but they have money, they have influence, and they can go to any extent. So there is a lot to talk about, really, about open market, those who are practicing there, how do we engage them to be compliant so that they are being supervised. Those who are not supposed to handle drugs are handling, and won't be handling it again. And then it's an industry that must grow. Everyone wants to grow, whether privately, the family life, your income, your business. Growth is a natural process. So that's why this team that you have, bridging the gaps, I would say. How do we go about this? Do we do constructive engagement? How can government use the instrumentality of the state to address the critical issues and make sure that they make it, more productive? For instance, you can't just lock up the market without providing an alternative. You must create an environment, an enabling environment that the objective can be met. So this is why we are all players in this, whether as manufacturers or as people who are actually real process owners when it comes to the issue of sales and marketing. So I am very, very hopeful that at the end of this meet, there will be a lot of information to go away with on how we can help ourselves, help our country, help our people to make sure that drugs do not become things that will send people to their early graves. So I am very, very happy and privileged to be here today, and I want to pray that all of us speakers, keynote speakers, and those who will speak will help every one of us to be able to chart the way forward. So without wasting much time, I want to appreciate every one of you that is here. And I want to encourage you, because your association is new, or our association is new, because whether I like it or not, I am part of it. Because, yes, I'm a businessman, I'm a pharmacist, I'm a seller, I am a marketer. Yes, that is the truth. So we are in it together. So I want to encourage you. Please give it time, give it attention. Something that is good doesn't start easy. The truth is also that few people make things happen. So I want to plead with the executives. Don't be tired. Don't be weary. Just keep charging at people, because in the end, you will succeed. And I pray you will succeed beyond your expectations. Thank you very much, and God bless you.
Once again, let's put our hands together for the chairman. Now, did you notice the difference between the chairman and the MC? You didn't notice. That means you weren't listening. The difference between the chairman and the MC is that the MC is the little boy on the road that is still selling drugs. He never get money. When big men talk, they don't shout. So next time your manager is shouting at you, no be me talking. Because, there was a time, everything in the house, everything in my house, I was always checking. They didn't put this in the right place, this and that and that. My wife looked at me one day when she was frustrated. He said, God go give you job, we go make you concentrate. so that you leave me alone in this house. So, should we conclude from here that the shouting manager, God go give her money? Put your hands together once again for the chairman. Interestingly, this is actually an association that you should belong, because when you meet people like this, when he said 80s to 90s, working with Pfizer, I say we still they wear pants. So you can imagine people like them, what they've seen on the field. There's another person that I would like to bring to the microphone. He's an important dignitary. Just simply call him the Iroko in our midst. He's a bulldozer, he's electrified, he's live wired. This man will not accept no. The first time I met him, he actually interviewed me and got me a job in some companies that I will not mention the name now. But I tell you something, is a man of positivity. He believes in positivity. And that is why, he has gone against all odds to make sure that the Pharmaceutical Society for Pharmaceutical Sales and Marketing of Nigeria is standing today. He is no other person than pharmacist Tunde Oyeniran, the president of Spsmn, for his address. Thank you, sir.
Good morning, everyone. When he started with those adjectives, I was wondering who else he was talking about. I really don't know how they are related to me, but people dream, so maybe that's why I appear in his dreams. Once again, good morning to everybody. On behalf of the Executive Council of Spsmn, it is my honor and sincere pleasure to welcome you all to this landmark occasion, that is the 2025 induction ceremony and investiture of fellows of the Society for Pharmaceutical Sales and Marketing of Nigeria. Let me begin by acknowledging with great gratitude the presence of the highly respected chairman of the occasion, Pharm Olakunle Ekundayo. Even without knowing it, he has been a very strong supporter of this association. And one of those people we didn't need to beg to get support. The last time we had this kind of event, I didn't talk to him. I got somebody to talk to him. He just said, go and give them a tidy sum. He didn't even ask for anything. I had to ask for, please give me advert. I need to recognize this particular good favor. Please help me. Give him another round of applause. And so you can not understand how elated I am when he says a member of us is now a member of Spsmn. So which means I can go back for something bigger and higher. I also want to recognize Pharm Adetunji Doherty, FPSN, also for his contribution to us since we started. And what I know and recognize about him is he can get water out of very hard rock. Building Medgroup, as I know it today, is like getting water out of hard rock. Congratulations, sir. And also, Olubenga Falabi, FPSN, FSPSMN. But it's not enough. Benga Falabi is a prince and the Arema of Ikire. Please hear me. Give him another round of applause. He is the immediate past secretary of the Pharmaceutical Society of Nigeria, and he was a past chairman of National Association of Industrial Pharmacists of Nigeria. So you see, we have a very big fish here today. And he knows the industry inside out. I'm sure his wife will have noticed that he speaks pharmacy even in his sleep. So he knows, and I'm very confident that he's going to do justice to the keynote today. The idea behind the Spsmn is both simple and urgent. Regardless of whether you studied biochemistry, microbiology, pharmacy, physiology, or even sociology, once you accept a role in pharmaceutical sales and marketing, then your professional journey aligns with others in this unique and demanding space. You have crossed into a field that requires not just academic qualification, but practical skills, strategic thinking, people management, and business execution. And I'm sure anybody who has been a medical rep for only 2 years will know the difference that happened to his life in just those 2 years. I keep telling people that I've read pharmacy. Maybe I had another option of reading mechanical engineering or medicine. But I think I would have ended up being a salesperson. There are two critical skills I feel has affected my life, and that is training as a salesperson and my understanding of negotiation. When these things get into you, you see everything from selling, you see everything from discussing and negotiation, even inside your house. Even my children know. You ask me, ABCDs, okay, so what do you want to do? Okay, tell me why I should give you. You don't going to make it an assumption that I'm giving you. We are discussing. We are negotiating. Say to me your idea. Then you get what you want. There is somebody here. I don't know whether I will remember the story now. His name is Mike Odediran. My first interaction with him was when I was the area manager in Ibadan. And he was my immediate subordinate then. Though he's a very big boy now. I'm using the privilege of standing to say so. If I say it outside, people will not believe me. Because Mike is a very big man now. So we were talking, and then after about 6 or 7 months of work, he was telling me what somebody said to him about me. Say, this is your new manager. You better stay close to him. He knows what he's doing. But don't assume that when you go to him, you just say one thing and disappear. You must be ready to explain and defend yourself. Mike, are you here? He's not here? You remember? Okay, let me go. So, what good thing that happened to you to be a salesman, as far as I'm concerned? And those who are not salesmen are missing a lot. Our society was formed to be a home for all of us, those who bring in revenue into the organization. I used to say, and I'll keep repeating it, we are the only one that make money for the company. All the wealth in the pharmaceutical sector is created by people in sales and marketing. But we do not deserve enough recognition. We do not get enough recognition. Well, of course, our job is a high-pressured job. You are under stress. And the fact that you did well last month is irrelevant once it's the first of a new month. The fact that you did well last year is totally irrelevant once 1st of January. And we make the money, and we must not ask questions. How did you spend the money? Well, I've reconciled myself to that long time ago, that my business is to make money for the company. I shouldn't worry about how they spend it. So, gentlemen, especially those of you who are young, don't worry about how they spend the money. It's not your business. So, those who are engaged with healthcare value chain, we are doctors. We are not doctors. We are not nurses. We are not engineers. But we are no less vital to the ecosystem. We represent the face, the energy, and the commercial pulse of the pharmaceutical industry. Why do we exist? One, to give us a voice. We do not have a voice until now. And we need a voice to talk to ourselves. And we need a voice to talk to other stakeholders. And that's more reason why you should all be here. So tell your friends, they are voiceless outside Spsmn. They should come in here and to have a voice. We intend to establish professional standard. Over the past 6-7 years, I've been reluctant to quote my age to people before people start to refer to me as living ancestor. But the fact is that things are different now from 30, 40 years ago. Luckily for me too, I also have ancestors here. So don't worry, I have bosses here. So I have my ancestors here. BCC, about travel. So, what I'm saying is that whatever you think, the level of capacity and competence of medical reps has come down significantly. And we have a generation of regional managers who are never trained as reps. And they are supervising reps. Can you give what you don't have? And a few of them were never trained as regional manager and they became an NSM. So sometimes I keep my opinion to myself. How did this man become an NSM? Because the nature of job I do is to recruit and ask questions. And even the basic things about managing the field force, ask from NSM. And you get the answer and you look like, wow. So we intend, and our vision is to establish the minimum body of knowledge for the cadres. Now, we can't do this alone. We need this involvement of all the stakeholders and for us to accept that no matter how skillful we are, we still need a lot more skills to get results, to achieve the objectives of our organization, to make more money for our organization. I'll tell you something, you look out of place. When you are taken as a medical rep by a multinational 30 years ago, they give you training of between 2 weeks and 3 months. And I mean it, 2 weeks and 3 months. But I heard, as recent as 2 weeks ago, a company just employed a rep, and the next day is, this is your territory, get out. What do you expect is going to be done? Also, we can't run away from the fact that work ethics has changed considerably. Personal ethics has changed considerably. Our time, they give you a brand new car. They give you the key, they don't even ask you where do you live. Today, you want to give a car to a rep. It's not a new car. It is the car that I've used 15 years abroad before he comes to Nigeria. You first collect guarantor for him as a person. Then you now collect guarantor for the car. This is the way we are today. Our employer don't respect us. Our employer worried about our ethics. And things that we talk under our stones in those days is becoming common language now. For the interest of all of us, we need to change this. And also, more importantly, to give pharmaceutical sales and marketing professionals in Nigeria identity, dignity, and direction. Pharmaceutical selling is not the same as selling beer or electronics or soft drinks. It is a higher calling that requires respect for science, patience, ethics, and public trust. It demands a high level of discipline, compliance with regulatory standards, and a mastery of human behavior and market dynamics. We must therefore evolve beyond seeing ourselves as just sales reps. We must define who we are, what we stand for, and how we operate. Spsmn is designed to give you that platform, the direction, and the latitude. We are here to bridge the gap in knowledge, in standard, and in practice. We aim to establish the minimum professional competence and acceptable behavior for our profession. We want to be the benchmark for the pharmaceutical sales and marketing professionals in Nigeria. The new inductees. I have a message for you. Let me say, you are joining at the right time. Today's class is one of the most balanced in our history. We used to be top heavy, but we are lucky today we are not top heavy. You know, sometimes people want to join because they want to become fellows. And I have people telling me, oh, how can I become fellow? I say, you want to become fellow? Well, our own is not a fellow making association. You want to become fellow, apply. The board of assessors will take a look at your qualification before we determine whether you want a fellow or not. Unfortunately for us, majority of people that apply in the last 2 editions are what of fellow. But I'm happy to say that today we have a lot more members coming in, and this is the most balanced. You are joining Spsmn at the time of restructure, strategy, and energy. You will find that what you put into this society, however, is what you get out of it. So please, give generously of your time, your ideas, and your experience. In the next few weeks, we will roll out 2 major new initiatives that will certainly interest you and push your career and push your direction and give you a sense of belonging. 1, we are going to have a structured mentorship program. I've told people, if I have mentors, my journey will be different. And there's no reason for you to go through what we went through to be where we are. Your journey can be faster, can be surer. If you have somebody who has seen it, who understands the market, who understands even life more than you. So I hope you are going to use this opportunity of mentorship when it rolls out in the next few weeks. We're also starting a standardized training curriculum designed to raise the bar of competence across all memberships and categories. The church is just to use this opportunity, but we will tell you something. The people in this society have the best knowledge. They have the best experience. They have been here a very long time. And when we give you the training, you will not get anywhere. And you won't clap for us. Now I want to talk to our fellows, especially our honorary fellows today. We are deeply grateful to have you amongst us. You represent the peak of the profession by your years of service, your accomplishments, your integrity, and your leadership. We are counting on you to light the way, to guide, to mentor, and to represent us at levels where we may not yet be heard. We are counting on you every time and everywhere. You tell others about this society, you tell us, and you guide us where we are going wrong, and areas of improvement you like to see. We will from time to time try to brief you what we are doing, how far we are going, and where we need your help. You are not just recipients of title. You are torch bearers for the next generation of pharmaceuticals and marketing professionals in Nigeria. Going forward, dear colleagues, the challenges in our sector are many. Lack of standardized training, as I said, growing ethical concern, a culture of debt-driven trade. Permit me to say one or two sentences on this. I always say that, yes, I was briefly out of the pharmaceutical industry. That improved my perspective. We are wired to think that the only way to sell is on credit. 80% of us here, we are wired to say the only way you can sell is on credit. But let me say, this industry is virtually the only industry selling on credit. We need to change this. We really need to change this. We have reverse where customers of Unilever finances Unilever, whereas our bosses finances distributors. A lot of people in the Dumata and other places, when their stock is 10 million, their own money in that 10 million is not up to 2 million. And when they owe you 1 million, they start paying you 50,000, 70,000, 100,000. And then you complain, say, now only you. Look, XYZ, I owe them 3 million, they have not come here. We are even afraid to ask for our money. Anybody wants to buy from you wants to pay. Anyway, that's not the time for training today. But I think we need to change this attitude. And all of us here are in the best position to change it, even though we are the one that resist it most. Once your bosses say, go and bring money, say, this one doesn't understand anything. Who will buy from you if you want to do cash? They don't even, we don't even try. And the other valuing of our contributions in the broader healthcare ecosystem. Few of our bosses actually respect us. And it pains me to the bone. I have told people, where I have ever worked, I have put in so much that when I go to my boss, I'm not coming to work tomorrow. He will not ask me questions. But I have many NSMs here who will say my boss cannot allow me to come to this kind of meeting, including my head schools. They don't respect you. And you need to look at it. Why is it that your bosses don't respect you? What about your work ethic? What are you contributing? Do they see you as an instrument or as expendable? This, you cannot make assumptions. You need to find out and you need to change your ways. But SPSM is here to face these challenges with ideas, the professionalism and the unity of purpose. We will work collaboratively with government, regulators, employers, and fellow professional bodies to advance the interests of our members while always keeping the patient and the general public at the center of what we do. We are not a trade union. Because when we started, a CEO called me and said, hey, you are guarding them so that they won't work again. Or is it that you are guarding them so that when they want to increase salary, they will strike? You are the one guarding all of them to give us trouble. We are not a trade union. We are not a lobbying group. We are a professional society with the purpose, the structure, and a firm commitment to growth, ethics, and excellence to ourselves and to our employer and to the nation. Let me once again welcome all our inductees and the fellows to this SPSN family. We are proud of you. We are excited for what lies ahead. Together, we will raise the standard. Together, we will build legacy. Thank you. God bless you all. God bless the Society for Pharmaceuticals and Marketing of Nigeria. God bless Nigeria.
Thank you so much, sir. A lot has been said. I was lost in the midst of the lot that the president said. But I need to, by the power conferred on me, holding the microphone, I want to advise that all of you hanging stethoscope in your car, go and remove it, because the president said we are not doctors. So I always warn my staff, the doctors that hang stethoscope, but they don't know how to use it. Whether they use it to check leg, heartbeat, or wherever. But this, no doubt, is an association to belong. And, he says something that is very important, that we are non-unions. Interestingly, I've attended a couple of sales training program, and they are organized by, different people. They are not even people in our field. I believe that once this is done here, it's going to change the dynamics of pharmaceutical sales in Nigeria. So it's an association that each and every one of us should belong. After all said and done, he said a lot about the association. But I will still crave your indulgence to bring up here another important personality in our midst. I mean, when I say this person is an important personality, if I was a junior, permit me to say, rep or manager, I think this is actually the right place to bring my CV. In case you don't know, let me leak a secret to you. If you are looking for a job, the MD CEO of Dreugfield is sitting here. In case you are not seeing the banner, the general manager of Aquatix is sitting here. So please don't go home without connecting with them. And also the MD, the chairman, the CEO of Medgroup, the company that is recruiting for pharmaceutical companies in Nigeria, is also sitting here. And by extension, they have also gone beyond that. Currently, I will tell you of a truth, that they are the company in charge of the Lagos State Nursing Conference that is coming up this month. Please once again put your hands together for pharmacist Tunde Oyeniran. Let's quickly run forward as I bring to the stage an important personality, the GM of, or let me say one of the GMs amongst the GM in FPSN, in person of pharmacist Bomi Ajaguna, to come and give us a brief about this society. Please put your hands together for this gentleman. Just watch the way he's going to speak also. He's not a shouting manager like me.
Yeah, MC. Thank you very much for that introduction. Please let me have that. So I think I will stand on existing protocols and just to briefly bring to you what Spsmn stands for. When the president made his speech, I can see if you listen very well, I think almost everything that we do, is there, but we just, crystallize it into some points, so that we can just take it off from there. So basically, the intent is to create an all-inclusive platform where, everybody that is in pharma sales and marketing can come together, right? And if you are involved, because what you'll find out is that maybe some other clients you have just pharmacists alone, that are in an association. But here you find pharmacists, you find people from different backgrounds, right? But they are all into sales and marketing, right? And that's the uniqueness of this society. And so in creating that platform, a space for everyone involved in pharmacists and marketing in Nigeria, regardless of your background, you are welcome to this society. And also, we do that, we collaborate, we unite together, we have a common voice, just as has been mentioned, right? Then also for us to facilitate interaction and also collective representation, so that the things that are common to us in the same pharma place, in the things that we do, right, we have a common voice, right, for it, so they can pursue common interest and, at the same time advocate for the needs of members that are part of the society. And also, we're looking at promote knowledge sharing, best practices. We have a platform, several platforms, to do that. There's one that is called RTD, that is Roundtable Discussion, that holds every 2 months. And I'm sure that any one of us that have been part of that program will know that definitely if you come, you will not want to miss it out again. I mean, sometimes when we have the meeting, we'll say, okay, we are finished. People will still stay. It's like, okay, Emma Lorna, just be going. But people still stay. They were glued, right, to the presentation. So just to tell us that it was very impactful. All the time, very, very impactful. So that is another platform that we have. So skills, knowledge, foster development, share of best practices amongst ourselves, right, that is done. And of course, we also have other platforms for training. We have also programs that has to do with sales and marketing awards. We have also the one that has to do with sales marketing, conferences, just to sharpen everyone out there that is in sales and marketing in such a way that the delivery out there, right, even to stakeholders, pharma stakeholders, hospitals, whatever, all our stakeholders, right, to the intent that the patient, the end users have quality, for the service that we render. Please, to the next slide. So, having said that, we want everybody to be part of Spsmn. Now, for some of us, we are members. These are our roles. We will ask you to be active, right? When we have meetings like I did mention, every 2 months there are some that are, in terms of periodicity, it's less than that. Vote on key issues, volunteer projects, right? Contribute ideas, to support the association, goals and also objective. Yeah, we can also act in terms of advisory roles and support roles, leadership committees. There are several committees within the society where you can also come in and also play your part, and at that also, it also helps you to also grow and develop as a leader within the pharma industry. Please, next slide. Right, so as fellows, this another cadre, as fellows, right, we have, it's clear cut. Leadership and mentorship, responsibility is there for all of us, right? Research and innovation, representation and advocacy, right, for the group, for the society. That is part of the roles that we also play. And of course, collaborating and networking. Networking is very key in this space. I mean, I should be able to mention somebody within the industry that this is this person, this is Boto, this is this and that, this is Paul, this is that. We can always come together, collaborate, network, and share ideas, to further the progression of the society and also, bringing improvement into the pharma space. Right. So the last one looks at the body of fellows. We have some elders also within as fellows that constitute the body of fellows. They also have their role. Advisory roles, strategic guidance, for the society. That thought leadership, very critical, right? So they are also there to give that mentorship and talent development. The president just mentioned that, and I think there's a huge gap, right, in that space, and we are going into that. And of course, we expect the body of fellows, right, to be there to guide, to profile, and to also act as mentors to young generations that are also coming up in the space of sales and marketing. And of course, also to set standards and ethical oversight, generally around our operation. So with this, we ask you, if you are not a member of Spsmn, right, we ask you to join. We have all the database, right, of everybody that is here. We are going to push some links to you. Join, fill the membership form, And definitely, I believe if you didn't have a voice before, you definitely have a voice by joining the Society of Pharmacists and Marketing. Thank you very much for listening.
Please, let's put our hands together for Pharmacist Bumi. Thank you for that. I think that is enough for us to have idea of what the association is all about and your role when you join the association. We're going to move faster than how we have been moving before now. So I'm going to do this by calling the keynote speaker for today to give the keynote address. And he's no other person than the General Manager of Aquatix Pharmaceutical Ltd. In person of pharmacist Olubenga Falabi. Please, let's put our hands together for pharmacist Olubenga Falabi. Please, we request your presence here. Why I call on pharmacist Folorunso Alaron to read his citation. Thank you.
Yes. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm privileged to take this particular citation for a respected senior colleague. You know, they said knowledge will give you power, but character actually gives you the respect. You know, I'm quite obliged to do this, sir. Pharmacist Olubenga Falabi has had over 25 years of progressive growth and development in the Nigerian pharmaceutical industry. He started with a role at Roche as a medical sales representative back then in 1991. And since that time, he hasn't rested on his horse. He's been moving from roles to roles across many different companies to currently being the general manager at Aquatix Pharmaceuticals Ltd. He's a very strong visionary leader with strong will to always finish strong, having good understanding of the local market, with ability to identify and create a niche for brands premised on strong analytical mind. Great time manager he is, who, despite work commitments, still is able to effectively serve the industry and Commonwealth, culminating in being appointed as the chairman of the Nigerian Association of Industrial Pharmacists way back then in 2022, and currently is the immediate past National Secretary of the Pharmaceutical Society of Nigeria, FPSN, standing. And of course, there has been many roles too that he has, played within the pharma and the society space. He's a graduate of pharmacy from the Department of Alausa University and also holds a master's degree in procurement, logistics, supply chain management from the University of Salford. Please join me again to welcome our keynote speaker, Pharmacist Olubenga Falabi.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Good afternoon, the chairman for this occasion. Good morning, the special guest, the president of the society, dignitaries here present, and new fellows to be inducted today, as well as current fellows, both fellows and honorary fellows, of which I am one. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning once again. And honestly, if the media could put together the chairman's opening remark and the president's remark and turn it to a presentation slide, what I was asked to do has already been done. Honestly, it has already been done. Only that, okay, we were waiting for the keynoter to speak. Otherwise, their remarks, even presentation format, will have just done justice to what we have and what we're here to do this morning, come afternoon. When the news broke, NAFDAC closed Idumota. NAFDAC shut down Area market. Onitsha market is to follow. I'm sure that the hearts of many jumped out because right in those markets were trapped billions of naira. It's enough that the federal government institutions, FMCs, teaching hospitals, are owing their almost 30-something billion. Then the market shut down just by the power of government, was crazy. And the question will be, how do we get to this point? Late Professor Dora Akuyili, as DG NAFDAC, once shut down Airbridge Market in Onitsha. I have some distributors there. And I remember I met them during that 3 months. Their sales actually spiraled up. And I was engaging with Obuago. What's going on? He said, if only it's possible for this to continue. Because the market, as it were, is not organized. A lot of things go on in that space. But he has his parking store inside the market, inside the town, Port Harcourt Road. His goods were there. His customers were able to link up with him. He was able to fulfill their orders. They were able to pay him, even though internet banking wasn't there at that time. They pay into his account. He receives confirm from his statement. He shipped the goods. And his business almost doubled, and a lot of them at that time. The American pharmaceutical market last year was estimated at about $634 billion US. Friends, between Amerisource Beijing, Cardinal Health, and McKesson, 3 distributors, 92% of 634 billion naira were distributed across America. Nigeria's space in terms of area is just the size of 2 states in the U.S. and not big states, North Carolina and the state adjacent to it. Our market, because of devaluation and all that, is estimated at less than $2 billion US. But 3 companies, 3 distributors, move 90% of $634 billion US across the network and space of a country with a population of almost 300 million people, thereabout, or 4. We are still struggling with our population of estimated at about 220 million now. Yet we have hundreds of distributors all over the space doing that which, the paltry amount, that we are doing. When the chairman was giving his opening remarks, he talked about the exit of the multinationals. They came into the country, they did their best, they passed some competence onto us in terms of manufacturing, in terms of marketing and sales. They exited, they came back, they keep going in and out. They left, they will still come back when the conditions are right, because the population is something they cannot ignore. Today, most of us are practitioners, so we are in it. We know what is going on. We are part of what we're going to do. And I've been given the role to talk to us, bridging the gap, ethical sales compliance, and market growth in the pharma space within the country, Nigeria. And I'm happy that Spsmn is still focused on the ideals of what the society started with, for us to return back to ethical marketing, ethical promotion, because there's a link between these two. And as we go on, I will try also to look at what it is not and what are the dangers of that. It's not advancing. Where is the control? At that side, okay. Maybe the battery? Or you want to help me with that? Just help me with the slides transition, and it makes it faster so that we can roll. Okay. On the next slide, I will be showing the presentation outline. We'll take a look at the overview of the industry, the market, the importance of ethical selling, compliance, then integrating selling with compliance, and then driving market growth through ethical marketing. The overview of Nigerian pharma market. The market is dynamic, is growing. Okay, that's fine. Thank you. It's dynamic and it's growing, albeit in our local currency. Translating it, 15 years ago, the market internationally was bigger than what it is today, obviously because of the devaluation of our currency. It's growing. Our population is growing. We are having more aged population than before. Life expectancy has improved from 58 for male to 62 officially. More people are celebrating 78th, 88th, 90th. In the city, that used to happen in the villages. But in the cities now, we are attending 90th and all that, birthday parties. So there is more need for pharma products. The population need is increasing. We've not been able to solve our public health issues, but added to that is chronic illness burden. So actually, our health needs and dependence on pharmaceuticals is increasing. As national chairman of NAIP, when I tried to have a federation, of pharma, of all the industrial associations, well, it didn't work at that time. We came up with PIPAN, Pharmaceutical Industry Practitioner Association of Nigeria, to rally all the different associations together under one umbrella so that we can together build a bigger cake. That was the idea. That was some 10, 11 years ago. But today we have FEMPIAN. So it was an idea too early. But now we have the federation of all associations in the pharma space. And this definitely will help to do so many things. I will talk about it very shortly. What we have is a combination of local manufacturers, importers, international companies, MNCs, either there as scientific office or what have you. One leg in, one leg out, or existing through other local manufacturers, like the collaboration between GSK FPSN that we have. Healthcare demand increasing. Like I said earlier, government initiatives aimed at improving healthcare delivery. The minister just announced about $5.something billion with the exit of USAID for health commodities, including pharmaceuticals. The market challenge of course, has always been there. In terms of access, about 40% of Nigerians are able to access modern medicine care. That's been the statistics. But last year or 2 years ago, no, it was 2.5 years ago, the NHIS Act was changed along with the name. The National Health Insurance Scheme became National Health Insurance Agency, and then they make health insurance compulsory for all Nigerians. Government to provide for the vulnerables, and everybody working must have one. And the states were able to deem it wise to ensure that even if you have your own private HMO, you still must subscribe to the state health insurance. And the idea is to make available more funds so that they can be able to take care of the vulnerables. In terms of implementation, we are still making baby steps on that. But the point I'm making here is that access will improve. If access to medicine improves, to health improves, then it means there will be growth in terms of pharmaceuticals. After all, most of our local names for hospital revolves around medicine. The Igbo man calls it House of Medicine. Help me with that in Igbo language. Anyone here? Thank you. The same thing with the Alausa man. The same thing here in the southwest. There is no visit to the hospital without drugs. It's not complete. Key players and stakeholders in that space. I decided to remove 1% from the popular figure of 70-30. I didn't do any research, but from news, because of the NAFDAC 5+5, there are more manufacturers coming up. More factories are coming up. Some have started. Some are in the process of starting. So it's obvious that we should not be on that 70-30 that we've been saying for the past 2 decades. That's why I said importation at least should now be about 65 to 69%. Manufacturers, of course, strategic players like Dreugfield, FPSN, Emzo, and the like. And this is important because we also what happened in 2020. India was fast to shut down export. Yes, it didn't last too long, but if it has lasted even 3 months, it will have been a major disruption in our climb here. And I know PMG man has been, they started that drug security balance. And we're discussing it and shouting it and making sure that government listened. But nobody was listening until the stark reality came during COVID. We are continuing in that regard. That's why 5+5 is forcing people now, things that could be made locally, do it locally after the first 5 years of your market authorization from NAFDAC. Besides that, they keep expanding the products on ceiling list that will make products that you can no longer import into the country. You know, all these are changing the narrative. Regulatory body, both PCN and NAFDAC, you know, they are trying to see how they could and help us. So things are changing, okay, with government policy, population growth, healthcare professionals and consuming publics. These stakeholders, their needs are changing, their demand, what they expect from the industry, where we play. Opportunities for growth. Apart from chronic illness, which is on the increase, before now we say when we launched Ororix, is an antidepressant, and the consultant psychiatrist came from Psychiatry Hospital, Aro. the CMD at Yaba also came, talked to us while during training moclobemide, a RIMA. That was in 95. They told us Africans don't commit suicide, Nigerians especially. But today you open the news, depression is all over the place. Restructuring exit of MNCs, and now even some of our partners who are bringing funds, USAID, are pulling out. This represents opportunity for growth. That's why the federal government have to look for funds. That funding that Honorable Minister for Health, Coordinating Minister for Health, had to get from the World Bank through the African Development Bank is to be able to cover for some of those shortage that will come. Because USAID practically fund our AIDS program and partly of the TB and the malaria program, the ATMs generally. You know. Unabated population growth. By 2030, Nigerian population is estimated to reach 262 and 402 by 2050. Those represent opportunities for growth, but challenges are still there, and we need to find a way to tackle those challenges. We are talking of counterfeit medicines. Counterfeit medicines challenge growth of those who are producing the main original products. If your product have not reached, before now, in 5-10 years ago, what we argue is that once your product is turning over, a particular product turns over a minimum of 400 to 500 million, you can safely assume there is a counterfeit in the market. And that was what helped me at some point, because that assumption, and we started looking in the market. We were buying from the open market, sending to the lab, until we got one that returned 0 active. And when our manufacturer supplier came from India, and he saw the pack on our table, and he was like, "What's this one doing here?" I said, "It's not your product, it's fake." The man brought it out. We're in that meeting. He looked at it, front and back, punched out one tablet, he looks at it. He looked at the MD, he says, "If you don't want to pay now, because you now have come to ask for more money, there's no reason to lie that this is not my product, because this is my product." The manufacturer could not identify. That's how perfectly they cloned the pack. You know, it's a very major challenge. You know, regulatory hurdles is there in terms of challenges. To some people, it's positive development. To students of competitive business, is a good thing that the barrier for entry is being raised. But for those who want to come in newly, it's a hard thing, because they're like, why are they doing this at this time? Now you want to bring in products, you must be looking for minimum of $11,000 for GMP inspection. You have not considered other things. Now there is a window. You have to wait until the portal is opened. Last year it was opened only once. We were promised it would be open twice, but it came once, and that's the only time you can make your submissions and all that. So that is there, kind of challenges. Access, we talked about that earlier. You know, let's talk about this opportunity and pain with the population growth. 1970, Nigeria and UK have the same population, about 55 million. By 2024, UK have only 67 million. Nigeria has 229 million. If we were receiving the same amount in terms of income, it's obvious that demand that has increased itself by almost 5 have entered more poverty. And those are the reality. We shout at government, we shout at politicians, we shout at so many other people. But the key things that we need to look at, we rarely look at them. And those are issues. When SFH started distributing Go Circle condom free and all that, Mary Stopes trying to promote contraceptives and all that, we are installing barriers. But that's the consequence. Now they are saying by the way we are going, by 2030, by 2050, we'll have doubled this number if nothing is done to arrest it. China, India had to arrest theirs intentionally at some point. I just brought this up just for emphasis, And for I was talking about the opportunities and the challenges in the industry. The 5-porter forces, for those who are familiar with it, it speaks to what is currently going on in terms of barrier to enter, in terms of competitiveness of our industry. I remember we had a conference, NAIP conference at Federal Palace. Lolu Ojo was the chairman at that time. And we brought in Oba Otudeko and Dangote. Unfortunately, Dangote, that morning, the president called him, not president of Spsmn, talking of the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, called him that he has to accompany him to the trip to Rwanda. So he couldn't come, but he sent a note. And he said, you know what? I can't play in your industry. And he has not played till date. And he listed the reasons. He said, number one, your profit is too small. But above all, you are too regulated. Of course, we know we are too regulated because it's life. One mistake in a batch being produced represents death to as many that consume that batch until there is a recall. We all recall the issue of ethylene glycol and methylene those days. The one that happened in UCH, in the 80s. That's the reason why this has to be. It's an advantage for us, as an industry. But of course, it means that we have to be very innovative for us to be able to surmount this challenge. Talking about ethical selling in pharmaceuticals. What is ethical selling? You want to describe that as responsible marketing practices, promoting ethically, making sure that what we are doing is not taking advantage of the system, but doing things the way it should be done. Compliance, of course, with regulations, and ethical selling, putting focus on the patient. I was in Guso, Zamfara. I was with Cadillac at that time, and we have this perfloxacin. And the rep was quick to take me into one doctor of his in the OPD. And we have to wait. We were waiting for him to finish with the 3 patients that were inside his chamber before we could talk with him. What I saw marveled me. I was lost that I had to stop him. Once the patient is seated, he writes perfloxacin. And then he listens to the patient, determine what he believes is the issue, and then prescribe other products. The first person, the second person, and I said, Doc, do you mind us having a chat before you see this person? He said, you're in a hurry. I said, kind of. So he excused that person. And then I said, I noticed that the last two patients, you've written perfluoxacin before. He said, if they don't need it, they will keep it at home. Unethical selling. Misleading advertising. Financial incentive. So it was later on that I understood that there was some financial incentives. And I had to tell the rep, you're not going to get that money. I knew where he was taking advantage of the system to be able to have that fund, because it wasn't official, to be able to do that which he was doing. So I stopped it. I increased their transfer price to 5% above distributor price, all reps. Unnecessary prescription. That was what that guy was doing. And increasing the cost, the healthcare cost. Because those patients certainly do not need that product. Direct-to-consumer advertising of ethical products. Because we know they have access to it. They don't need prescription to buy. So we'll find a way to talk directly to consumers, and we know they will find themselves in the pharmacy, in the patent medicine store, to be able to get those products. And when they have it, increases bribery, kickbacks. All this represent what we call unethical selling. And they have consequences, adverse health outcomes, increased healthcare costs, erosion of trust. Because the patient says, I was with my people in Norway some time ago, and I met the old man who was sick. And I said, why didn't you take him to FMC? The man said, no. And everybody said, no, you can't go there. I said, why? So everybody that goes to FMC ends up coming out in coughing. Then I was like, why? I was thinking in my mind, why should that be? Then I got the answer. I said, because you end up going when it is too late. So right now, Baba, dress up. Wear your sandals. We are going to FMC. And he went to FMC. He came back alive. Because all those unethical practices leads to erosion of trust. Because the patient goes in, the doctor, because he's having incentives, financial gain, is giving what he's not supposed to. He's not even looking at what he's supposed to look. If he's even looking at it and then putting this on top, will have even been better. Development of drug resistance. These are issues that come up when we have unethical practices. And this has to be addressed through regulation, education, transparency, and ethics. It has to be done. In those days that the chairman talked about, we had a code that all the FMCs, all the MNCs that are within the country subscribes to. We have a code of conduct. This started in the 90s, late 80s, early 90s. The IFPMA code. And what it does is to guide in terms of promotion, in terms of marketing activities, what pharma companies are allowed to do. Don't know how many of us are aware of this. Of course, we are not. Many operators in Nigeria are not signatory to this code, but it's something desirable for us to have, in our society. I remember having an issue promoting ceftriaxone. And we're gaining traction with that. At that time, the other company was promoting cefuroxime and ceftazidime. And we were doing ceftriaxone as reps. Roche, GSK. Wasn't GSK then, it was SB. It was Glaxo then. SB was separate. And I suddenly got to the pediatrics department at the then General Hospital Ikeja, Dr. Nylander, consultant pediatrician. Say, hey, Benga, see what I got. Say, what's that? Say, published paper. Ceftriaxone causes sludging. I'm afraid I may not continue to use this in our meningitis and pneumonia patients. And I was like, can I have a copy of this? He gave me a copy. I took it to the office. We looked at our insert, and we saw it was specific. When you are doing 4 grams daily and above with ceftriaxone, you may have that false echo. They call pseudolithiasis. It's pseudo. But the people who were distributing then were painting it as a side effect generally when you use the product. So I did a memo to the office. This is what I saw. Attach it. Please look into it. Long story cut short, we got a written apology from Glaxo UK for breaching that code at that time. Because they didn't send their men to do that. But of course, local market, people do different things and all. And I took the new paper, the paper that says it's pseudo, it disappears. It's only noticed at 4 grams. And Roche was ready to support any local study on patients that are taking less than 4 grams. And we are interested in seeing whether they will have such. Unfortunately, none of them were ready to do the science, But it's something that we can use to differentiate in the market space, encouraging trials, encouraging first-hand experience. What are the benefits of ethical practice? Since I am talking about bridging the gap, between ethical compliance and market growth. Because the idea is that if we do this, go the other way, is a faster way to gain market advantage. But it's been shown that it's not sustainable. It's been shown that it's worse off than doing the right thing. Benefits of ethical practice, it increases brand loyalty. As a patient, the first time ever I was prescribed artemether lumefantrine, they landed me with 24. One, I wasn't aware of it. I was a roach man. I'm used to taking Fancida. I know Fancida works, even in acute malaria. You only need to take a good quality paracetamol to take care of the fever. Fancida will clear parasite. But this day they gave me this drug. I've heard about it, but I've not read much about it. It's 2003, 2004. And they labeled it, take 4 tablets. Now, take 4, 8 hours later. Take 4, twice a day for the next 2. I was so angry. Why am I taking 4 of the same thing? Can't one stupid person in the factory make it 80-4-80 and then I'll be taking 1 instead of taking 4? So when I joined Greenlight and I met Leonard Diaz, I was like, why are you not selling this? He said, that's why we employed you. Of course, the story of Leonard as a brand is there. That was what we did. We went to doctors, do clinical meetings. NAFDAC turned it to OTC. We engaged directly with consumers. With Leonard, send malaria to prison. We put forever NAFDAC says the man will have another malaria, so you can't put forever. You see where regulators comes in. We were looking at it as this is a good way to make it sell. Regulators say no, unless you can guarantee there will be no reinfection. And since we can't provide that, they say remove forever. So we went back to the studio, removed forever. And that's why the thing stopped at sentence malaria. The forever was removed. But we gained brand loyalty. It improves customer relationship. Unethically, the innovator brand reps, they depended on government to sell. And we challenged that space. And we are gaining ground on the trade and prescription. And they went to the hospital that if we, innovator brand, cannot have 8480, there is no way a company in India can have that. That thing will not work. It's very simple. And that's where ethical promotion comes in, guys. How many of us still do competition intelligence? How many of our reps does that? Do we expect them? Do we take feedbacks from the field? That was a major important thing we do as reps in those days. Right? Dave? Tunde? It's a must. So when that feedback came, when you have a feedback, to deal with it is easier. All we did was start sampling. Let them have first-hand experience. Every clinician, everyone who prescribes, give them half a box, 5 doses, 5 patients. Let them do their, and then let them document. Make sure the patient comes back after 3 to 4 days. And then we started collating that. And we turned it to an experiential study. Yes, there was no protocol. It's just an experience study from practicing clinicians, pharmacists, doctors, nurses. And we gathered that up. And the milestone in terms of gaining entrance into the market was accelerated. Reduce legal risks, obviously, when you're doing the right thing. Though here, most people run away from the court because it can be there for the next 10 years. And I keep telling people, you want to fix Nigeria, fix the judiciary. The judiciary works, every other thing will fall in line. And it gives us, when we do ethical practices, it gives us favorable consumer perception. Early 90s, I have this patent medicine store at the junction of my house. I was going out, and the guy stopped me. Oga, please come. Oga Pharmacy, that's what he calls me. Please stop, come, I beg. So I entered his shop, and he said, this woman wants Emzor Septrin. And I said, Emzor doesn't have Septrin. At that time, they don't have Cotrin. So please, Oga Pharmacy, can you help me tell her? Was a lady. And I said, madam, they don't have. She have had Emzor paracetamol over and over. And she has used it over and over. So to her, any drug that she has to take must come from that trusted house. So I explained. That was the only time she believed the man. Thought the man just wanted to sell her something else. It helps favorable consumer perception. I remember I told you about the story of fake. Once your product hit 400, 500 million, assume there is fake. And then we started going through the market because that product has reached that level at that time. And then we discover we are fake. Before it will begin to erode consumer trust, we had to deploy intelligence to start looking where is it coming from and all that. And we were able to track a container into trade fair market. Trade fair is cosmetics, right? But that was where that container ended. It was during the time of Paul Oye as DG NAFDAC. And the people that were deployed around that enforcement were going to wait until the following morning before they move in for enforcement. Our intelligence officer that was in the market gave us the information. We called DG, that was around 6 p.m. Market was already closing. DG, you can have something in network news tonight and Channels TV. NAFDAC successfully tracked fake drugs. Because it was coming from China. Our drug was coming from India. So he said, what do we have? We gave him the intelligence report. So immediately, he called the man that was leading the intelligence, say he must not leave that market. They must open that container. And if what you found in that container is this product, they make it from India, not from China. That container registered so and so is coming from China. You impound it, you bring it, I'm going to the office, we're having a press conference. Little did we know that our chairman, Oga, you will remember, he produces in Nigeria Neurogesic. Inside that container was Neurogesic. Written, made in Nigeria. Including our products. Of course, it was a big news that night. The DG felt killed. But you have to do that, because if you don't, you end up losing your consumer perception, their trust, their confidence in your product. And that's why the International Federation of Pharmaceutical Manufacturers, an association, one of the things they stand for is ethical practices should apply not only to promotion of medicines, but more broadly to all interactions with the healthcare. The people that are registered in the IFPMA are representatives of research-based pharma companies. They sign that code of conduct. You know, the Roche, the multinationals, basically, you know, and some other players now from China and all that are also part of this. Because there is a need for us to make sure that we do things right. When we do things right, we can reproduce results. But when we do things the wrong way, it's difficult to predict the result that will come from that activity. Case studies of successful ethical selling, like I said, I've shared that experience in 1992. Forgive me, not GSK, it was Glaxo. You had to write an apology letter from England, from the UK office, to Roche. Because we escalated to Roche Basel, they escalated to IFPMA, and that was done. And of course, they withdrew that particular thing they were circulating. Positive business outcomes. When we follow through, it's easier to have predictability in what we are doing. It's much easier. And it's easier for us to be able to have better strategy. How do we move, how do we get the products from point A to point B in terms of sales? When we subscribe to, and what I tell my rep, that rep in Guzo, was very simple. You are doing this and giving the doctor under the table reward for prescribing your product. How much are you giving him? He mentioned. I said, the next man comes from Rambaxi, offers him 1.5 of what you are offered. What do you think will happen? He said, we'll pot. I said, that's it. And you have a cap to how much you can offer. So he tells you, can you pay that? No. Sorry. Our deal is over. And that's what happens. We lose. You can't predict. It's difficult. But when we do it right, and we have engaged him or her in the way that is supposed to have been engaged, it's easier and much better. I was at the University of Uyo teaching hospital February. Unfortunately, some of these people are the ones that also make the demand. Yes, we are aware. But we also can counter. They make an offer, we can counter offer. And the man was like, yeah, what have you guys brought for us today? We knew what he meant when he said that. And I responded. I took over the call. It's not my job, but I had to at that point. I took over the call and I said, are you aware that 47% of Klebsiella pneumoniae species isolates in Nigeria, all across the geopolitical zone, are ESBL producing? He was like, God bless you, Alana. What are you talking about? Because I didn't explain the meaning of ESBL. I intentionally did that. You understand? So I can gain attention and many things. When I was a rep, I'm not sure this hospital is legit or not, but patients go there. For me to know what to do there, instead of saying malaria, I say plasmodiasis. How do you manage plasmodiasis? And the man looked at me, what? I said, okay, I mean malaria. I mentioned malaria now. Because some people still go there for treatment. So I can't throw him away. So I will still come to that. I just want to know the level of engagement, So I told the guy, ESBLs are extended spectrum beta-lactamases producing. Say, really? I say, yes. 47% and it's growing. And this study I'm citing, and this this study I was citing is a meta-analysis of studies all over the country, published in African Journal of Medicine just October 2024. That took his mind from what he intended to what we intended. And we left with a commitment to prescribe our combination of cefizim, clavulanic. This is predictable and this helps. They told me I have 5 more minutes. I will try and round off perhaps in 10. NAFDAC PCN role, in terms of compliance, the regulatory framework, we all know what they do. In as much as many of us are angry at what they do, but what they do is protecting everybody, both the supplier and the consumer, the seller and the buyer. I told you the example of sentence malaria to prison forever, because that's the first claim. Really, it is. But it sounds logical when you are talking, Compliance challenges faced by companies, lack of awareness, some inadequate training. The chairman mentioned that earlier. The president also mentioned it. When I joined Roche, I was in the training room for 3 weeks. And I need to score above 91%. Otherwise, I cannot go to the field. Product knowledge training. After that, selling skills training. Another 1 whole week. We were all locked up in an hotel. Every one of us, and all that. So inadequate training makes many companies to fall, prey of regulatory. And also, we also know that deliberately some changes are there that are not well publicized, before it was done. And all. So integrating this, trying to connect the dots. Like I said, ethical selling aims to protect the integrity while building trust within the stakeholders, the prescriber, the person selling, the person buying, and the person using. Everybody must be on the same board. We must all have similar things, When we align ethical selling with regulatory standards, it helps regulatory compliance. It shows that. And that was why NAFDAC started the engagement with stakeholders, and they've sustained it across several DGs that have held and led on NAFDAC. Ab initio, it wasn't so at the beginning. NAFDAC was the big man with a big stick looking for who to hammer. But engagement with PMG man leading the engagement and supported by other associations, been able to change that. And now they engage more. When we do this, it helps build trust and credibility. People can say drugs from Nigeria, are okay. And that's why some of our local manufacturers are now crossing the borders officially into other countries. And with the harmonization of regulatory policies, this is helping to facilitate that. Training and development for sales team is key. We must keep training and retraining. Today we employ a rep. He's coming with 3 years of experience, 5 years of experience. We throw him into the field the following week or the following day once he has his car. There is need to train and retrain. I was having my start-off meeting this morning, this year, January, with my team. And I asked them, randomly, because I wanted the product manager to do training on ceftriaxone, product knowledge. And I asked a simple question. Who knows the elimination pathway for ceftriaxone? Less than 20% raised up their hand. And those 20% were not part of the biggest seller of the product. And 50% of the 20% that raised up their hand got the answer wrong. They were just coming from pharmacology of beta-lactam. And I know many of us are from different companies, and maybe 70% of us have ceftriaxone. I won't embarrass to ask, what's the route of elimination of ceftriaxone? Don't worry. I did that to gain their attention, so that when the guy taking them on product training will come, they will listen. Because they were all saying, we are selling, so why are we doing this training? And if you are selling, why are you doing this doing this training? It means that you will eventually be involved in unethical things. But when you know how best to sell, so I helped them to answer that question. And I told them, ceftriaxone is eliminated via it has a Drew excretion pathway, by biliary secretion into the liver where it's digested, and passive glomerular filtration through the kidney. That if you can collect the urine, crystallize the ceftriaxone, 60% of what you gave is actually there unchanged. And you can repeat it, you can recirculate. That is what training of 1991 did to me. I can recollect it without checking books. And when you meet a nephrologist and he's asking, why do you want me to? I write this. Why do you want me to use your ceftriaxone? That was our winning statement at the days when we were reps. And one or two of them, 2 or 3 rather, tried this with a nephrologist who was not giving them audience, And it was like, they were almost saying, Oga, you've been a consultant for several decades. Why don't you know this? But needless to say, they gained demands, confidence, and they got the sales. Importance of monitoring is key, for us as the managers in the office is key. Regular assessment, enforcing standard. It should not be sales at all costs. We should be able to know exactly what they are doing and how they are doing what they are doing. Because failure to do that, they may end up putting us in trouble in terms of compliance. As I round off, there is importance of trust, is very key so that we can have more people go to the hospitals. I live at Ojodu. I remember a long time ago in our church, they say you want to die. Somebody is sick. You want to die, go to general hospital. So they will now be looking for money to go to private hospital when they don't have. So how to educate them? You are better off in the general hospital because they are there for only one purpose, save your life. The other man is there two purposes, save your life, but at a profit. So even so when they come and they say, they gave me 8 pints. I say, pints that you don't need. Can you eat? Say, yes, I could eat. I could swallow. Then why are they giving you IV fluid? It's just so once they give you IV fluid, it's a big sickness. That's the idea in private practice. Leveraging ethical practices for competitive advantage. I told the story of the ceftriaxone, already. Attracts ethical consumers like biggest like. When we work ethically, it helps our regulatory body to also be ethical and helps everybody, that are also innate. And therefore, ethical selling helps us in bridging the gap. We need to provide training. We must provide training. We are managers here. First line and top line are here, business owners. We must train. Training is an investment. It's not an expense. Training is an investment. It's not an expense. We must implement a code of conduct. With FEMPIA, now I believe the pharma industry should be attempting to be a part of IFPMA, which if we have it will help us to weed out the bad eggs from among us. That is only the reason and rationale for just 2 more slides. You will see. Thank you. That's the essence of the CWC, the Consolidated Dosage Centers that the Ministry of Health is pushing. We want to dismantle Idumota. Idumota should relocate to a coordinated dosage center where there will be PCN, there will be NAFDAC. Only owners of market authorization from NAFDAC can bring in goods into that CWC. That's the idea. The idea is that if you are not the NAFDAC certificate owner, you cannot supply into a CWC because it is fenced and there is a central entrance and exit to it. And because NAFDAC will be seated there, it will be difficult for you to bring in if you are not the original manufacturer or market authorization holder. That's the idea, to sanitize our market, to sanitize our drug distribution, is key. As a roundup, in bridging the gap, we must establish standards for professional sales. It's very important, it's very key. And this we will do when we are providing trainings. Motivate FEMPIA, like I said, to develop its own code of conduct. This will be necessary because where there is no law, there is no sin. So we can't really blame those who are doing that at the moment. And also addressing and challenging unethical practices. When we see it, we challenge it. We don't support it. We don't provide budget for it. When we do that, it will help us to be able to do this. And in conclusion, ethical selling is essential for maintaining trust within the stakeholders, government, seller, consumer, and compliance. Adhering to compliance is crucial for us to operate legally and ethically. And it helps at the end of the day to drive market growth. We can do this successfully if we all go back to what the MNCs did with us when we were there, at the entry. Now we are managers, we are business owners. Let's do that and let's put sanity into our system. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Can you please put your hands together again for the keynote speaker? We really appreciate you, sir. Pharmacist Olubenga Falabi. Quickly, we need to do something very important. Our chairman for today's occasion, he has an urgent call, an urgent need to leave our presence in person, but financially, he's not leaving our presence. So don't be scared. I mean, when a CEO is leaving, some of us are scared. But he said it that he is a member of this association. So I would like to call the president of the association in person of pharmacist Tunde Oyeniran for the presentation of the plaque to the chairman. Please put your hands together for him.
I invite Pharm Ekundayo. I also would like to invite the chairman, body of fellows, Spsmn, to be here. This award of recognition is presented to Pharm Olakunle Ekundayo in your recognition of your outstanding contributions to the development of the Society for Pharmaceuticals and Marketing of Nigeria, dated this day, 8 May 2025.
Okay, like I said, so we want to say thank you so much. Can we have one of the ESCO members to take the plaque with him? Please, quickly. Thank you, sir. Please put your hands together again for him. I said something that is very important to you, that he is not, though he's living in person, but he's not living financially. I will hold on a bit for the ESCOs to return back to the seat, but in the meantime, they had to quickly take a photograph with the chairman. Also, before we continue, we would like to recognize in our midst the presence of Mr. Adeoba. He is the MD, CEO of Leo Tetra, all the way from Kano. Please put your hands together for him. All the way from Kano. He is a fellow of the association. He's standing right behind you in case you don't know him. Thank you so much. We appreciate you for coming around. Right about now, we are going to take the questions, and because I understand that some of us have questions, some of us have comments from the well-delivered lecture, isn't it? But before we do that, we are going to take the induction and oath-taking of new members. Sorry, can we have the ESCOs, the new members? Quickly, we are going to take the inductions and the oath-taking. But before we do that, I have Primus in our midst. Primus, the representative of Primus, are they here? Okay. The representative of Primus. I just have 5 minutes for you. If you are not ready, I'm just going to skip to the presentation or the oath taking by the new members. Primus, if they are not here, all the new members of the association, please, can you wave your hands? We want to just know where they are seated. All the new members, thank you. Okay. While I'm waiting, so I'm keeping two things pending now. While I'm waiting for the new members to get ready or the ESCOs to get all the necessary documentations ready, and while waiting for Primus, we would like to quickly do a presentation of plaque to the keynote speaker. Once again, please put your hands together as I make welcome the president of the association.
Hello. Mr. Adeoba, is he still here? Mr. Adeoba. I want him to join me here now so that we present the plaque to the keynote speaker. Presented, so this award of recognition is presented to Pharm Prince Olubenga Falabi in recognition of your outstanding contribution to the development of the Society for Pharmaceutical Sales and Marketing of Nigeria. Dated this 8 May 2025.
Okay. Sorry for the little break in transmission. Hope you know your neighbor now. Do you know your neighbor now? Hello? Hello? Nobody is answering me. Hello? There's a little exercise I will ask you to do. There's a little exercise I'm going to ask you to do. Are you ready? Are you ready? Oh, you are not ready. It would have been an interesting exercise because there's an envelope in your neighbor's pocket that I would have asked your neighbor to give to you. So can you quickly ask your neighbor, the envelope in your pocket that Mr. Daniels gave you, can you give it to me? Ask your neighbor. Your neighbor has an envelope. Your neighbor has an envelope and it contains just 10,000 naira. If you can, anybody that can bring out the 10,000 naira now, we want to double it. We want to double it. Nobody can bring out the 10,000 naira. I will come back to this particular exercise. Put your hands together for yourself. Primus, are you ready? Just 5 minutes. Just 5 minutes. Please, the ESCOs, are you ready for the induction, oath taking of new members and associate members? New members and associate members. Okay, I think we can take that before Primus is ready. So while still trying to set up the system, the president is also going to be here to do that once again. He has a lot of assignment today. This session is going to be for oath taking by new members and associate members. So,
Malo, please, if you are an associate member, please stand up and come here. If you are a full member, please stand up and come this way for oath taking. If you are an associate member to be inducted today, please stand up. I see all of you are parking. Where do they park now?
Please.
Where do they park? You are going to come in front of me here, not just stand up there. Now collect 2 forms from him. One oath taking, one acceptance of offer. You will start facing me. And you face me. You are going to swear. You will stand up there and face me. I like to invite another honorary fellow around here to come and give me strength. And that is Sihan Ahime. Please come and give me strength. The fellows are not invited yet. I'm only talking about associates and full members. Fellows are not.
Sorry, in case you are not aware, the full members' name, Ojukwu Rita Amara Chukwu, Michael Chinedu Ajuzia, Williams Afolarin Oluwatobi, Ogbena Chidima Elizabeth, Tochukwu Michael Ozo, Iheme Chigozie Namdi, Linda Chinoye Nandi, Lawa Rafiu Owodoni, Emmanuel Timileyin Atolagbe, Adeniran Adedotun Kunmi, Chibuzo Ifeanyi Akobi, Ezeokoli Chidima Abigail, Okon Kelvin Uwem, Okoko Ikpeme, sorry, and associate member Chinoso Okafor. These are the names of full members and associate members.
All right, this is basically the former way of bringing you here. And so you are going to read that for me and fill in the gaps as it is. And when it is done, you fill it and sign it and return it to the person that gave you. You may have to snap it for your own records or scan it for your own records, but it will be returned. So let's go. I solemnly affirm my membership of the Society for Pharmaceutical Sales and Marketing and acknowledge the professional, ethical, societal responsibilities entrusted to pharmaceutical and marketing professionals. In doing so, I pledge, 1, uphold the highest standard of ethics, professionalism, and competence. Ensuring the safe, responsible, and appropriate promotion and the use of medicines through accurate information and effective communication. 2, support and advance goals, values, and the unity of Spsmn while upholding the dignity and the collective interests of pharmaceutical sales and the marketing professionals across Nigeria. We are going to promote knowledge, education, training, and research that enhance the art and science of pharmaceutical sales and marketing and contribute meaningfully to the growth of the profession. Avoid all unethical, unlawful, dishonest practices and act with integrity and responsibility towards patients, clients, employers, colleagues, partners, and the wider society. Please fill in the rest and return it right now. Fill in right now. Fill it right now. Look for a table nearest to you. Fill it and write it now. Sure, you saw what you were signing. Okay. Thank you very much.
Please, you need to do this as fast as possible because immediately after this is going to be followed by the presentation of certificate and plaque to all the new inductees. Presentation. So if you are sitting beside a new member, especially if the new member is your spouse, please congratulate them for being a member of this prestigious association. Just for our own information, this program is streamed live, so there are some other new members that have joined us online. We want to also appreciate them. Sorry, why the new members are going through their papers and the signing, may we have your attention, please, the house, so that I will quickly hand over the microphone to Primus for a short presentation. Just 5 minutes and they will be done. Thank you.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Samson Edoten John, and I'm here representing Primus and Advertor, an advertising company that specializes in pharmaceutical advertising. We have experienced people both in pharmaceutical, marketing, and media. And we've been involved in this business for over 15 years now. Though most of us, we have over 20 years experience in the industry. For example, the first advertising that the chairman, the first advertising they aired, we handled it while working for Dreugfield that was owned by a pharmacist, late Mr. Muiwadada. So we are a consumer-centric advertising company. We believe everything we do should be focused, should start and end with the consumer. We started business in 2006 and we've been growing. Our future plan is to be affiliated to an international agency. The company comprises of skilled people, pharmaceutical, health, communications, advertising, press relations expert, direct marketing, and event marketing expert. Some of our team members are Mr. Raymond Ikogwe. He has about 20 years experience in the industry. Samson, that's me. I have about 20 years experience too. Mr. Leia Ajayi was a former general marketing manager of Silverbird Communication. He's our head of media. And as a company, let me go straight. Our vision is to affect the integrated marketing communication industry with positive and creative concept that will stand us out and at the same time fulfill the marketing objectives of our clients. I'll skip the next one. This is our focus: social media communication, press relations, event management, field marketing and communications, advertising, infomercials. Infomercials is very key when you are talking about pharmaceutical product, because based on our experience, because we were trained by a pharmacist who has this love for communication, Pharma Muiwada late. And he told us that you cannot advertise or you cannot promote a pharmaceutical company the way you promote an FMCG. So that's why infomercial is very key. We did that for, I think, Smith Climb then, Andrew's Liver Salt. We used to call it Doku Promo then. But it's like either a 2 minutes of 5 minutes or 3 minutes package that sells your product more than the regular advert that is just 45 seconds, 30 seconds, and all that. Our cutting edge, we've come up with several new media concepts. For example, we were the first to start what we call hospital advertising boards in Nigeria. Because in those days, most sales reps just go to the hospitals and other places and just stick the stickers and it was an eyesore to us. We saw it as an opportunity to start something unique, and that was why we started hospital advertising boards. And in production of jingles, we can produce a jingle for you in less than 24 hours because we have experts in the house. We have affiliate TVC production company, and we work hand in hand. Our creative process, we believe in a 4D creative process. We define our objectives, what's our objective, and in getting to our objective, we try to know whether it's to instigate trial, to create awareness, or to get repeat purchase. Then we determine what's our strategy, and in getting to our strategy, we do perceptual mapping. We do a perceptual mapping of the target audience. We do thorough consumer insight. We consider the stage in the PLC of the product, whether it's just coming into the market or it has gotten to a stage so that we know the kind of strategy to apply, whether it's going to be a pull or push strategy. After that, we develop and design a concept. And how do we get to develop a concept? We look at the buying motives. Buying motives, whether we use the buying motives, we use USP, that's a unique selling point. Then we combine it with a copy team, an appeal that will suit that brand. We deploy media vehicles. And let me know, this when we started at the company as a Primus, we've been working with Jenny Pharmaceutical for years, and we started working for them in 2010, and between 2010 and 2014, we grew Camusune brand from 100 million to 880 million. These are some of our signature brands. We've worked for Mikio, We've done branding. These are some of our
Thank you.
These are some of our commercial okay. I'll end with this because I've been asked to stop. This is one of our commercials. It's we did it for Total.
Let me join them to know more about malaria.
With the help of Total.
Emmanuel Timileyin Atolagbe has been admitted as member by the National Council, having satisfied the Board of Assessors and fulfilled all prescribed conditions. 8 May 2025.
Lawal Rafiu Owodunni. Adeniran Adedotun.
Lawal Rafiu Owodunni has been admitted as member by the National Council, having satisfied the Board of Assessors and fulfilled all prescribed conditions. 8 May 2025.
Or representative of Adeniran. Ogbena Chidinma Elizabeth.
Adeniran Adedotun Kumi has been admitted as member by the National Council, having satisfied the Board of Assessors and fulfilled all prescribed conditions. 8 May 2025. Congratulations. I didn't know where to hide the mic. Are we done with those who are here?
Ogbena Chidinma Elizabeth. Tochukwu Michael Ozo. Tochukwu Michael Ozo, representative.
Ogbena Chidinma Elizabeth has been admitted as member by the National Council, having satisfied Board of Assessors and fulfilled all prescribed conditions. 8 May 2025.
Okay. Tochukwu Michael, yes, please. Representative, one face, many certificates. Do we have representative
Michael
for
Ozo
Chinoso?
has been admitted as member by the National Council, having satisfied the Board of Assessors and fulfilled all prescribed conditions. 8 May 2025.
There is Joshua Asuko Emmanuel. It's not. Yeah, don't worry. I know what I'm doing. Isiegbe Chinedu Joy. Oh, Joshua is here. Yes. That's it.
Are we done?
Just hold it. Isiegbe Chinedu Joy.
Joshua Emmanuel Asuko has been admitted as member by the National Council, having satisfied Board of Assessors and fulfilled all prescribed conditions. Dated 8 May 2025.
Okay. Joy. Yes. Please, if your certificate is not there, it will be given to you later. still having...
Echegbe Chinedu Joy has been admitted as member by the National Council, having satisfied the Board of Assessors and fulfilled all prescribed conditions. 8 May 2025.
Sorry, we have Eze Okoli Chidima Abigail. Please, for some of them, the plug is not here, but you will get it very soon. Okon Kelvin, OM, if you are here. Also, Okoko Ipeme, if you are here, or representative. Okay. Okay, that will be all for the members and associate members. Quickly, we are going to take for fellows presentation, induction, oath taking by the fellows. The president is also here to okay. No, I have it. Please, for the fellows, can you Ogbena Chidima Elizabeth? Oh, you have two. There's a mistake somewhere. Don't worry. Okay, so the fellows, Fabi Caleb Agbola, please, are you here? Okay. Sorry, just give us some few minutes. Okay. So, the president. Okay. Sorry for the oath taking and presentation of, induction of the fellows. Fabi Caleb Agbola, please, can you come out? Please put your hands together for her.
They're supposed to have one each. They don't have one. Go, do you know who that is? He's the big guy sitting down like a chief there. He has all the copies.
Okay. I have Olumide Rotimi. Olumide Rotimi, can you put your hands together for him? Then I have Jerome Dagun. representative is here.
He cannot swear for him too, so we only give him the plaque.
Okay.
So those who are here, I want to swear. Yes, yes.
So the first stage is going to be the oath taking, which is strictly for the people that are here in person.
Now, Rotimi, please
Yes.
come here for oath taking. What's the name of this? Eze Francis. We want one more copy of this, please. A copy.
Yes, I will copy.
There are two of them. Papia. Take. You have taken my own. That's all you have. I swear. Don't worry, it's not in Yoruba. I solemnly affirm my membership of the Society for Pharmaceutical Sales and Marketing of Nigeria and acknowledge the professional, ethical, and societal responsibilities entrusted to pharmaceutical sales and marketing professionals. In doing so, I pledge to 1. Uphold the highest standard of ethics, professionalism, and competence, ensuring the safe, responsible, and appropriate promotion and use of medicines through accurate information and effective communication. 2. Support and advance the goals, values, and unity of Spsmn while upholding the dignity and collective interests of pharmaceutical sales and marketing professionals across Nigeria. We are going to 4 now. Promote knowledge, education, and training and research to enhance the art and science of pharmaceutical sales and contribute meaningfully to the growth of the profession. Avoid all unlawful or dishonest practices and act with integrity and responsibility towards patients, clients, employers, colleagues, partners, and the wider society. So please sign and give us back right now. Look at the next table. Which of them first?
Okay.
Which of them first? These two, which of them first?
Olurotimi.
Okay, so.
Yes, this on road.
All the fellows here, please come and give us background. They are the one taking, bringing him. Please come to us back.
Fellows in uniform.
Fellows in uniform.
I'm sure the fellow will do the uniform. Who wants to come? Come and discuss the. They are the one that takes the time.
But I should be there.
You are not in uniform. Where's Chinyere?
Everybody here will show, including those who are very low. All right. So, congratulations. So, the second person who is here.
Okay. Fabi Caleb Agbola.
It's not here. It is the Francis that is here.
Okay.
For Caleb will be called now because there's somebody, he better have the stage here.
Okay.
Who will take the people from our organization? Yes, sir.
So Jerome Jagu. Oh, the two are, that means the two representatives.
Jerome is the all there as a representative.
I know.
Or you cannot be dressed. I love you. But they don't want to dress you up like this.
No, it's not here. It's coming. No, it's not here. Yes. No, the name of another plug will show. Yeah.
There's nothing to say again.
No, it's not here.
Check there. Whether it's certificate is okay. Is there something? Is there Francis certificate? Is it there?
Okay, while checking, can we call on the representative of Fabi Caleb Agbola to receive the plug and certificate? Fabi Caleb Agbola representative. And the representative of Jerome, please.
Agbola Caleb Fabiyi has been admitted as fellow by the National Council, having satisfied the Board of Assessors and fulfilled prescribed conditions. 8 May 2025.
Also, representative of Jerome.
Pharm Jerome Joseph Dagun has been admitted as fellow by the National Council, having satisfied the Board of Assessors and fulfilled all prescribed conditions. 8 May 2025.
Okay, quickly, we are going to move to the presentation of honorary fellows. Yes. And the first person we'll be calling, please, can we call on those that are outside to please come inside? We will still take pictures. We are rounding up any moment. Please, if you are outside, come inside. One day you will also love to be honored. Please, if you are outside, come inside now. Why the fellows in uniform, they are here for the dressing. The first person that I will call or bring up here is no other person than Dr. Yetunde Ayo Oyalowo. Please put your hands together for her. Interestingly, I didn't know that my boss is in the house. Please put your hands together for her. My boss with his teas.
This is the citation for Dr. Yetunde Ayo Oyalowo as honorary fellow of the Society of Pharmaceutical Sales and Marketing of Nigeria. Dr. Yetunde Ayo Oyalowo is a multi-award winning physician, social entrepreneur, and transformational healthcare leader whose work is redefining how medical care reaches underserved communities in Nigeria. She is the founder and CEO of Market Doctor, a pioneering social enterprise that delivers affordable, accessible healthcare to market women, traders, and rural populations, impacting over 400,000 Nigerians through mobile clinics, outreach programs, and community-based care. Dr. Ayo Oyalowo's educational background reflects a deep commitment to excellence and cross-sector leadership. She earned a Bachelor of Medicine and Surgery MBBS from the College of Medicine, University of Ilorin, and went on to complete a Master's in Public Health from the College of Medicine, University of Lagos. She has further earned her expertise through prestigious international programs, including the Women in Healthcare Leadership Program at Harvard Business School, a certificate in Marketing and Business Strategy Development from Lagos Business School, and a diploma in social entrepreneurship from NSAID Business School. In addition to her medical and academic credentials, Dr. Ayo Oyalowo has successfully bridged the fields of healthcare and marketing, designing evidence-based campaigns, leading advocacy for malaria prevention, and working with corporate partners to deliver impactful, socially responsible health programs. Her exceptional leadership has earned her recognition as a CAFIA's Women's Initiative Fellow, a United Nations SDG Fellow, and a Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation Goalkeeper. Dr. Yetunde has demonstrated the rare ability to merge purpose with strategy, using marketing not just to sell services, but to save. Wow. Excuse me. Yeah, I take that again. Dr. Yetunde has demonstrated a rare ability to make purpose with strategy, using marketing not just to sell services, but to save and improve lives. She has successfully designed and led campaigns that educate, mobilize, and engage communities, especially the underserved, around critical health issues like maternal care, malaria, preventive wellness, for organizations like Shalina Healthcare, Emzo Pharma, GSK, Swiffer, Sun Pharma, May & Baker, Dreugfield, Reckitt, and a host of others through innovative storytelling, grassroots activation, and strategic partnerships to turn health challenges into opportunities for behavioral change and systems transformation. Her work reflects a deep understanding of public health, market dynamics, branding, and the power of advocacy, making her a trailblazer in health equity and impact-driven communication. This is a unique blend of insight, leadership, and measurable societal contribution. Through her visionary leadership, sales and marketing acumen, and commitment to community health, Dr. Yetunde Ayo Oyalowo exemplifies the kind of innovation and impact this institute values. Join me to present to you Dr. Tunde Ayo Oyalo.
Dr. Yetunde Ayo Oyalowo has been admitted as fellow by the National Council, having satisfied the Board of Assessors and fulfilled all prescribed conditions. Dated this day, 8 May 2025.
Okay, the next person will be Pharm Azuka Okeke. Is being represented. So, can we quick?
Francis. I was 100% sure that you have this. So when we are done with them, come back to us. I was sure. So come back for photograph when we are done.
Azuka.
Is representing Pharm Azuka. Yes, don't worry.
Azuka Okeke is the CEO, African Resource Center for Excellence in Supply Chain Management. Azuka is the Chief Executive Officer of African Resource Centers for Excellence Supply Chain Management, called popularly as ARCESM. She oversees supply chain transformation projects in Nigeria and has also supported other African countries in strengthening their health systems. She is best known for her expertise in engaging governments and development partners, supporting them to prioritize and invest in health supply chain programs in Africa. Her work has improved financial investments by the federal and state governments in Nigeria and co-investment worth over $8 million USD from the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, the Global Fund, and Gavi. Azuka is well known for the role she plays as a thought partner and advisor to national ministries of health in Africa. Beyond government engagement, she has successfully facilitated public and private partnership for innovative health financing through platforms such as the World Economic Forum and recently the African Resource Center. Currently, she has pioneered the setup of a first-of-its-kind membership platform for the private sector in Nigeria, through which private corporates and individual experts have contributed about $750,000 USD to public health programs within the past 4 years. Our ambition is to provide governments and partners with a pragmatic framework for sustainability and country ownership for supply chain delivery. Our most recent aspiration is in advocating for human and capital development in Africa and championing a collaboration with MIT Boston, Zaragoza Logistics Center, Spain, and 6 local universities in Nigeria to set up a Pan-African Center for Excellence for Supply Chain Management. Please join me to welcome Azuka Okeke, ably represented.
Please put your hands together for him. The next person is Mr. Ben Chine.
Azuka Okeke has been admitted as fellow by the National Council, having certified the Board of Assessors and Keynote Speake.
Mr. Ben Chine. Over to pharmacist Alaron for his citation.
This is a citation for Mr. Benson C. Chine. He is an alumni of University of Lagos, where he obtained BSc, MSc in Sociology and Industrial Sociology in 1979-81, respectively. He joined Guinness Nigeria PLC as the marketing trainee in 1982 and became area sales manager, brand manager, divisional sales manager, and sales operations manager between the years of 1984 and 1993. He has had extensive sales management training, including work attachment in Guinness, Brewing Worldwide, Park Royal London, St. James Gate, Dublin, and Chartered Institute of Marketing, Cookham in London. He continued his career in Sterling Products Nigeria PLC as head of sales function in 1994, repositioning the sales force for outstanding performance. Later joined Gemini Bayer Pharmaceuticals as a general manager, leaving a track of impressive growth results. He is founder of Sales Consult & Co., a management development consultancy company providing support to both indigenous and multinational companies in Nigeria. He is a widower, blessed with 4 children. Join me to welcome Mr. Benson C. Chine. Thank you.
Please put your hands together for Mr. Ben Chine. While the decoration is going on, the last but certainly not the least is Mr. Abayomi Ali Balogun.
Thank you. Mr. Ben C. Chine has been admitted as fellow by the National Council, having satisfied Board of Assessors and fulfilled all prescribed conditions. Dated this 8 May 2025.
Please, let's put our hands together for Mr. Ben. The next person, certainly not the last or the least, is Mr. Abayomi Ali Balogun. Please, let's put our hands together for Mr. Abayomi Ali Balogun. Remember, these people, they are being honored today because of their contribution to the society and to pharmaceutical industry as a whole. The citation, please, by pharmacist Folorunsho Alaro.
The citation for Mr. Abayomi Ali Balogun Ali B. Abayomi Ali Balogun is a trailblazing figure in Nigeria's pharmaceutical industry, renowned for breaking barriers, setting standards, and leading with distinction. With over 24 years of impactful experience, he has consistently delivered excellent sales across marketing, operations, strategic leadership in the pharmaceutical and agro-export sectors. Yomi began his career at Roche Nigeria Limited when he quickly distinguished himself, earning top national awards. His trajectory continued upwards at Philson Healthcare PLC, where he spent over 14 years riding through the ranks to become the national sales manager and ultimately general manager of sales, a historic feat as he became the first non-pharmacist in the Nigerian pharmaceutical industry to attain those roles at the national executive level. Currently, Yomi is the Chief Executive Officer of Falabi Pharma Limited, where he leads the sales and distribution of high-quality pharmaceutical products to healthcare institutions, pharmacies, NGOs, and government agencies nationwide. His visionary leadership continues at Falabi Agro Limited, a growing force in Nigeria's agro-export landscape, exporting bulk commodities such as sesame seeds, soybeans, cashew nuts, and hibiscus flowers to clients across Asia and Middle East. He also serves as chairman of FastPro Nigeria Limited, bringing strategic oversight to operations in logistics, engineering, and infrastructural development. A passionate advocate for professionalism and mentorship, Yomi has helped shape a new generation of sales leaders in healthcare and beyond. His data-driven strategies, ethical grounding, and relentless pursuit of growth has earned him the respect of peers and stakeholders across multiple industries. In recognition of his pioneering achievement, industry leadership, unwavering contribution to pharmaceutical sales and marketing in Nigeria, the Society for Pharmaceutical Sales and Marketing of Nigeria, Spsmn, proudly confers upon Abayomi Ali Balogun Ali B his prestigious fellowship award.
Mr. Abayomi Balogun has been admitted as fellow by the National Council, having satisfied Board of Assessors and fulfilled all prescribed conditions. Dated this 8 May 2025.
Sorry, can we have the other fellows, honorary fellows, and the new fellows to join them for group photograph, please, quickly. All the fellows in the house on uniform. Interestingly, I'm a fellow, but I'm on the mic today. I'm not on uniform. All the other fellows, can we come? Please kindly note that, kindly note that after the program, please don't rush out. There will be order of photograph at the red carpet outside. We have more space there. Please, all the new members and associate members, fellows, please don't rush out. I would like to quickly, thank you so much. Congratulations to all the fellows. Congratulations to everyone today. I would like to quickly hand over the microphone to pharmacist Adetunji Doherty, our special guest of honor, for his remark. No, not now, sir. After. Please, let us all be seated. We are closing any moment.
Please sit down. Please sit down. Please sit down. Francis, please sit down.
Please, can we all settle down? We are rounding up now. Thank you, sir.
They said President of Spsmn and members of the board and fellows and members. I thank you for inviting me here. I didn't know that there was something like this, and I'm very, very impressed. And I'm very happy that you have a society like this. I implore all of you to work very hard at building up this society of yours. We need such a society in this environment. I'm in pharmaceuticals, and we really have a lot of problems with our reps. I'm sure you know what I mean. And this place inculcates good, hard-working sales and marketing reps, and integrity. Integrity matters. As I see all of you, I can tell you, I'm seeing some of you as future MDs. Because you are a sales rep today doesn't mean that you can't be an MD. It's here. I'll just give you 30 seconds about me. I graduated a BSc Zoology from Unilag. I did my NYC, and then I went to study pharmacy at OAU. Immediately I graduated from OAU, I started work. I didn't work for anybody. And I'm here. I'm with you today, and I have quite a few staff all over the country. It can happen to anybody. And a lot of you young ones, I have always had a foreign passport. I was born abroad. And when all my mates were going, I said, I'm not going anywhere. I'm staying here. And I'm better than most of them. So I always tell the young ones that it is the effort, and here in Nigeria, there are many, many advantages in Nigeria. And Nigeria is I would say, an unripe market. Abroad is an overripe market. What you want to do, everybody has done it. But in this place, you can go into anything, farming, anything, and you'll do well in it if you put in the effort and you have the integrity. So I'm very happy with your president and your board for bringing all of you together and inculcating all the things that is being done. Keep up the good work. Thank you.
Please put your hands together for pharmacist Adetunji. You know, I told you that important dignitaries, they are here in our midst. I don't know if you know who he is. He's the MD CEO of Medheight. Medgroup, which is also Medheight Pharmaceutical Ltd, and Sterling Biopharma. Please put your hands together again for him. Sir, we appreciate you, and your testimony is, I claim it. So, without saying testimony time, what do they say is testimony time in church? Overcomers time, and thank God there are so many believers here. We would like to take a goodwill message from one or two people from the audience. We are very sorry. We must apologize to you that we have extended our time here this day. Next time is not going to be like this, but it's going to be bigger than this, and it's going to be it's going to happen in a different environment, different venue. So we are privileged to be one of those people that have been inducted today. We are very sorry we could not also take your questions and comment from the keynote speaker. Please, if you have any question, you can write it and direct it to Folarin Shaw Alaron, who is the director of program of today. Also, you can direct it to pharmacist Bumi, who is also one of the ESCOs, or Madam Chinyere. They will answer all your questions as regards to Spsmn. Sorry. So, any comment from the floor before we bring this to a close? Any comment from the floor? We just want to get one or two feedback from the general house. Thank you. Sir, are you raising? Oh, I was going to call Dr. Oyalowo, but I reserve my calling. I happen to have known her for well over 10 years now. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everybody. I just really want to say that I'm honored to be here, and I appreciate what the Society for Pharmaceutical Sales and Marketing of Nigeria, what they're doing, what they're trying to do, and where it's going to. And once you're a marketer, you're just a marketer. No matter the profession you are in, no matter your background, once you're a marketer, you're a marketer. And over the years, I've had a lot of reason to interact with a lot of people in the pharmaceutical sector. And I dare say that I really admire the pharmaceutical sector, especially in the enterprise aspect of it and in the organizational skills that are in the sector. And I wish the association, the ESCO, the new inductees, and also with the new honorary fellows, a very good time in this association, and hoping that we will use it for the common good of the society and of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you very much.
Dr. Yalowo is no doubt a marketer. From the first day I met her, she marketed to me market doctor. So that's two marketing profession in a doctor. Please put your hands together for her again. I would like to call on, okay, sir.
I am pharmacist Shihan Victor Ahimian. I'm also a founding honorary fellow of this prestigious association. And I must say that we growing up as reps, we didn't have this kind of structure to work with. During our days, we would travel, we meet a lot of unethical things on the field, which we find and thereby finding creative ways to conquer them. And I'm happy with the presentation made by the person that just left. Many things he mentioned just made me and Alibi begin to laugh, because those days wasn't easy. The motor is there, many things happen there. You present, you do your stuff, you present your products to the hospital, to the medical team. At the point of getting the order, which you have generated, to be in the store of the pharmacy, somebody else will just put his own there. And you will try, and they will tell you that there is somebody you used to meet at the corner to make sure that they put your product there. But meanwhile, so what I'm saying basically is that I hope we'll also go further by having maybe some kind of database, because we work with data actually for make decisions on how these things happen, how reps do a lot of work in detailing products, and at the end of the day, it does not show in the order prescribed, on the order generated or requested by the hospital or other institutions. So I want to thank everybody once more and encourage younger ones, because we're here because of you. We have seen it all, and I remain pharmacist Shihan Victor Ahimian, actor, model, voiceover artist, karate grandmaster, mixed martial arts technical director. Thank you.
I would have said something about him, but the moment he mentioned karate master, I kept my cool. If the mic is with you, you are next.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Oluremi from Stellenbosch Pharma. I just thank God for this kind of opportunity, because talking about the Sales and Marketing Association, considering the years, let me just say a few years, because I have many senior ahead of me in this gathering. Of course, some might still be. I heard of this association not too long, talking about 4 years ago or 3 years ago. And if I'm to count it, at least I've been in this field going to like 18, 19 or 20 years now. So it's a very good association. I thank God I'm part of it. And to all the newly inductees and those that have been there, I just want to say all the things we have been hearing now, if you just make use of it. Sales and marketing work is something we need to be improving on a daily basis. The challenges will always be there. There is no how you would do. Like they used to say, the best you have done today will be irrelevant if you cannot perform tomorrow. So that one, we have been hearing that one, and we have been putting it into practices. So it's a normal thing. You can never be as best yesterday. So you continue doing it very well. So and I thank God for the president of the Spsmn, Pharm Tunde Oyeniran. At least I've known him for a little while now. And I've been gaining from all the things he had been doing, like the forum and every other thing. So I just thank God for being part of this association. And my MD is ably seated there. Pharmacist Adetunji Doherty, Stellenbosch Pharma Limited. I give glory to God Almighty for working with him. At least counting now, I've been with him for going to like 12 years. So I give God the glory. So I remain Oluremi, the National Marketing Manager. Thank you.
Please put your hands together for him once again. Did you notice anything about pharmacist Adetunji Jayeola? Did you notice anything about him? You want me to use the power conferred on me to ask him to stand again? So they want to see you again. Anything noticeable about him? Put your hands together for him. You know why I asked him to stand again? They said good things comes how? In small packages. This man is loaded. Put your hands together for him.
Good afternoon, everyone. Well, I don't know how to just, the MC has just made me to say what I don't want to say because I wasn't prepared for this. But one thing for sure is that I am very grateful to be part of this organization. I'm very grateful to be part of these honorable members. I've been in the pharmaceutical industry for over 15 years, and I just find out that we are still newbies to compare with the people that we met here, because there are people that have experience, and for members like us, we are going out there to preach the good way, to good message. It's with what we've learned today and what we'll be learning, I just find out that the only thing we can do differently is we should make a difference. In everywhere we find ourselves, we should do what? Be impactful to the society. Thank you once more, and I know that we are going to make positive difference.
Well, I would have called that moment of declaration that I hereby say I will behave well. In case you don't know that lady also, did you notice how brief she is? She anchors a very solid business department of Emzo Pharmaceutical. Put your hands together for Joy once again. All the people, all the hawkers, all the small boys hawking in Emzo, that is the brain behind them. She goes around the country. If you want to work with Emzo, please send your CV to her. She just told me that they have lots of vacancy. Also, pharmacist Doherty also told me that they have vacancy. Please send your CV with the sum of 50,000 naira through me, and I will assure you that you get the job. On this note, I will hand over the microphone to the director of program in person. I mean, the man that put this program together every day, every Sunday. This man is not sleeping. He is the only man that has the power to bring me back from Abuja this early morning that I must be here. He said, Yomi, don't kill me. I said, so hope I've not killed you, sir. Put your hands together for pharmacies for Laurenshaw Alaron.
Yomi, thank you so much. Yomi is a wonderful person, and we keep on appreciating you. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I've done a lot of citations today. I really have not had a chance to introduce myself. My name is Laurenshaw Alaron. I'm also a pharmacist. I'm a general manager at Daily Needs Group, Daily Needs Industries, and I think I've gone through the ranks and file as well to be where I am today. Been more than 25 years in the industry as well. Thank you. I'm here to give the vote of thanks, and we cannot thank everybody here enough. Like I said, it's whatever I want to say is actually behind it. They said you don't have to be great to start, but you just have to start to be great. If I up until some days back, sir, I mean last week, you were like, this thing, man, just next week, 1 week, we started counting days and all that. But look at it, it's all gone successfully dusted by the grace of God. Well, I will start by saying a big thank you to Almighty God that had made today a successful one for us. We thank you all by starting from the chairman, whose fatherly role he played. Is accepting to chair the occasion, gave the positive tone to today's being a reality. Even though he apologized because of we have to shift the date, because we really wanted him to be there, and he was able to do that. The keynote speaker, pharmacist Olubenga Falabi, a very senior colleague and a mentor in the industry. Of course, we all agree the presentation he has actually has touched something in us. And what he said is exactly what it is. Things are really gotten so rotten in the industry. I've gone through the industry, and I'll tell you what he said exactly is what it should be. I mean, spending 1 month in a hotel just to be trained on AstraZeneca's products. You can see the depth of training that was given to those who were about that time. So no grain, trying to, facilitate, giving money, it doesn't go. And it's not sustainable. I think that hits me very well. I mean, I'm happy that I'm not the only one thinking in that line. And that's a very good keynote address that he has given, to us all. And of course, to our special guest of honor, Pharmacist Doherty, thank you very much, sir, for coming around. From your very busy schedule, you were able to make it here today. And not all that, you also gave us a very deep-rooted advice on how to move forward. I mean, quite exhilarated with your achievements, sir. Thank you so much, And of course, I will not do justice before I come to the Iginla in the house. There are some of my very big mentors in the house in the name of Pastor Oshinubi. Sir, thank you for making it to here today. And Pastor is the chairman of Preventive Health Managers, Market Doctors, and he's not actually resided here in Nigeria, but once he knew that this was happening, he was able to make out time. Thank you very much, sir. We appreciate your presence. Thank you. I won't do justice if I don't recognize my colleagues, the National Executive Committee and the Committee for Program that has put these things together. Of course, under the able leadership and direction and guidance and of our dear President, Pharmacist Tunde Oyeniran. I say thank you very much. A lot of sleepless nights, inconvenient time to have meeting on Thursdays, having to sit again and meet on Sundays, but it's all good, it's all a means to a successful end that we see. Thank you so much, guys. I'm more proud to be here. I'm happy to be a member of this team and being successful. And to all the fellows and the new members that have joined, today you are the reason for the day. It's because of you we have this. We are just open and we know that you're being a member or members of this association will mark a new presence of improved, a good positive impact on the membership and of course on the practice of sales and marketing across the country, in particularly pharmaceuticals. Thank you so much. And for those online that are not here with us, we feel you, we can see you. If I can see your eyes on my body, thank you very much for spending the time with us. We are not neglected. We know you are there with us. We appreciate your time, and thank you, ladies and gentlemen. As we all leave this to go to our various destinations, we pray for God's speed, and may we meet everything we left at home in peace. Thank you so much. Thank you.
After that powerful speech by the director of program and that prayer, because it's 2 in 1, he has also prayed for us. I would like us to do what we normally do in church. In closing, my church, they have physical church and they have online church. So you are going to wave to the people watching us online and say, thank you for fellowshipping with us today. Are you waving to them? Why? Yeah, just say thank you for fellowshipping with us today. Camera will capture you and we will replay you in the next edition. Thank you so much for finding out time to be here. Please, this is an announcement to every members of this association. Whether you came here today by default or by whatsoever, please, we want you to spread the good news and let us make this association a strong one. And like Pharmacist Folorunshaw has said, that the Lord will continue to keep you and bless you. In case, because somebody just told me that I did one very bad thing from the beginning of the program up to the end of the program. So I would like to correct myself so that you won't go home with bad impression. The person that is standing before you is no other person. I have refused to do one thing since the day I was born. I refuse to change my name. It is Yomi Daniels, and I work with Pharm Pharmaceutical. God bless you. Have a wonderful day. We are going out now for photograph. Please, all the fellows, we want to have you outside first. All the fellows. Old fellows, new fellows, all new members and associates. Please just go out. The photographer will call you when it's your turn. Try it. All invited guests also, please, you have come to celebrate with your friends. Please be part of this photograph.